Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing the random drawings for the first round of the Fremont Reformation's latest event called Anything Goes. Today I'm going to be joined at the table by Mr. Jeff Sonis and Tristan. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing
Pretty
well.
good. Glad to be here.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So I'm going to throw it over to Jeff. He's going to explain what the scenario or what the event's about, and then we'll get right into drawing the matchups.
Okay. Yeah. So this tournament is called Anything Goes. It's sort of a return to our earlier scenarios where each player can either place a planet or three obstacles at the start of the game. We've tried some other things over the years, but this is kind of our fallback. We're calling it Anything Goes because there's no real restrictions on what cards you can bring. Sometimes we have a more curated tournament where there's a ban list or other restrictions on fleet building, faction pure, or ship pure, or whatever. But we're basically allowing anything. So it'll be interesting to see whether we come up with some super overpowered fleets or overpowered combos. Uh, Definitely interested by some of these fleets that we've seen. Looking forward to revealing them now. Um, Justin, do you have anything to add about the event?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got a bunch of new card packs that have come out recently. So we're really interested to see how some of these new cards, some of which do some really crazy stuff that's basically never been done in this game before. We're really interested to see how those shape the meta that shakes out, and what's drawing people in these new packs.
Sure. Yeah, thanks for pointing out the new packs. I forgot to say that. That's a key part here. One thing I want to mention up front also about the tournament is the card Life of Piracy. Um, this lets you set up in the middle of the board, or I guess even in your opponent's setup
with
area. Uh,
with the planet exchange scenario. Oh, you can pretty much set up on the opponent's side, guaranteed.
yeah, so it's a card that based on where the planets and obstacles are, you have to be within range one of one planet or two obstacles. And there's a special rule that's been in the rule book all these years that most people don't know about, where whoever has initiative right before the planets get placed, the person without initiative can decide to swap sides. And we've learned from the game designer that that was part of the understanding of how Life of Piracy was designed, that the players would have the option to do that. And so we are using that rule for the first time in this tournament. And we'll be interested to hear what people think about it. But yeah, like you said, Tristan, there's several other cards, many of them in the new packs that are super powerful. Dala was one I was on the lookout for that can turn a ship, and so it has to treat the rest of its fleet and be treated as an enemy ship. Transphasic torpedoes is super powerful. Also, there's a bunch of them, and we'll see whether people thought to bring them.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think.
Are you guys
Yeah, I
ready?
think.
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry.
All right.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's give it a good shuffle here again, and we'll pull the first two. So we've got Michael versus Jeff. So Jeff, why don't you take
Okay,
Michael's fleet, and Tristan will take yours.
Yeah.
okay,
All righty.
sounds good. Um, okay, so Jerry, you're bringing it up in Utopia.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So Michael has brought three Ferengi ships. It is a fleet sort of centered on Lurin's bird of prey. So that lets you attack first, even with lower captain skills, as long as Lurin's Bird of Prey and another Ferengi ship with a Ferengi captain have the same ship in their arc. So a lot of times you just see one other Ferengi ship brought, but he's brought the flexibility of two other Ferengi ships. Um, he has brought Life of Piracy on, looks like the first two ships. So Lurin's Bird of Prey has Life of Piracy. Um, it has the albino. This is a combo we expect to see a whole lot of because Life of Piracy has a special uh, clause in it that if your captain, they have to be independent to run Life of Piracy, but if they have that Klingon icon on the on the captain's faction as well, then they get to do a free sensor echo at the start of the combat phase, which is crazy powerful and is going to make this Lurin's Bird of Prey pretty nasty because I see that the Lurin's Prey ability also triggers at the start of the combat phase. So he's going to let himself do an echo at the last second to trigger that effect. That's clever. I haven't seen that done yet. Um, a lot of cards that I know Michael likes. I've seen him run them against me. He likes refractive shielding, which is another one of the powerful new cards. Um, unless you have thought to attack with a scan, or unless you've got inside of range, you got in range one, um, or if the defending ship has no active shields, you can basically make them skip the modify attack dice step. So I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It's the defending ship. If they have no shields left, then you can't trigger this card. But the skipping modify attack dice step part is really annoying to face because you bring all these cards to convert wards, to convert blanks, or whatever, and refractive shielding just shuts those down. I like the card because there's counters to it, but that's going to be a tough one to face. Um, so his second ship, one of the cheap Burrells, we haven't seen too many of those being run, really. People were worried they would break the game when they came out at 13 points, but they don't seem to break our game. But it'll be interesting to see what he does with Life of Piracy, setting up right in the face of the opponent. Really maneuverable ships with Hematite, and lots of on that second ship, lots of Latinum tricks with Grawl and Nava to build up his gold press Latinum. And on the third ship is a Marauder, and that's a good name for it. He's going to run around with smugglers and try and steal either a tech or a weapon. Um, Goss's Marauder lets you recur a Ferengi card. Um, so he can, for instance, do an extra damage with Chemosite and then bring that back over and over again. Uh, there's a little bit of trickiness in the rulings for smugglers as to whether you can bring that back again or not. That we'll have to get back to you on. But it's a nice fleet. I like the Lurin's albino Life of Piracy thing. That thing's going to be attacking first all the time. And yeah, that's a nice fleet. Looks like you worked hard on that. Okay.
All right. And then we've got, you know, then we've got Jeff's fleet, which is frankly one of the most insane things that I've ever seen. Uh, because it's, uh, it's centered around uh, blowing up your own wildly expensive of ships, but the damage that they're going to be putting out when they, when they blow up is gonna be enough to take most things out. So if that works, it's probably gonna clear the board. If it doesn't, then you're gonna be in a bit of trouble. But I basically we've got Bator has taken over in Excelsior class, and she's got the self-destruct sequence, uh, which she can use her ability to loan out to the you know uh, Zindi weapon ship. Um, Uh, so when the Excelsiors got reinforced hull, so when self destruct sequences damage is based on the hull value of the ship. So the Excelsiors is rolling 7 attack dice when it blows up. The and the Zindi ship is rolling 10. The defending ships do not get any defense dice against that, and as an extra, as an extra uh, little screw you, then there's also I stab at the after it blows up to deal an additional 3 attack dice against every ship in range 1. And of course, the Zindi weapon has a larger than normal base, so that um, you know, uh, so that also adds some stuff there. Uh, and then one of the fun things I particularly see on the Zindi weapon is uh, being able to use inversion wave to position it perfectly for the self-destruct sequence. Uh, and then you've just got you know, then you've just got the D7 in the back to hand out, hand out actions to the other two ships so they can get some quality on their attack dice when they blow up, lure to force someone into a position to be taking that massive attack dice, and cough to you know uh, cause some disrupt their tactics. So and your opponents are going to be coming out of this with you know with some fleet points, but
Yeah, that's for
good
sure.
lord, I'm good lord, I have a hard time. I have a hard time thinking of what can actually survive being in the radius of those explosions.
It's definitely going to be an interesting matchup to watch for sure. All right, match number 2, if you guys are ready.
Ready?
All right, match number 2 is going to be Derek versus Nick.
Let me pull up Derek's here. All right, so yeah, we've got we've got a cloaking fleet here. Here we've got a very classic combo here with um, Lurin captaining the scimitar so that you can use the gold pressed latinum tokens for battle stations, though no no tricks for additional gold pressed latinum um, on board this scimitar. So we'll have to use those strategically. The Ferengi photon torpedo those pack an enormous punch on board the scimitar since they inherit the primary weapon value. And then the bridge officer lets you fire those photons every turn, and of course, those are also putting putting ox tokens on and what's getting shot at. Uh, and in fact, we've got Ferengi photons on all of these ships. So uh, those are going to be, after the first round of combat, you know, a lot of surviving ships might be finding themselves a bit restricted in their actions, which is always a tricky thing. Then we've got Chang's Bird of Prey, uh, old ship, but I think helped out a lot by the Spud's recosting, and it does have an excellent ability of just flat out can stay cloaked forever so long as it's attacking with torpedo upgrades and not with other types of weapon. Um, we've uh, we've got you know, we've got Chang who can do a sensor echo in the activation phase, and then potentially a second one during the perform action step. Up. We've got we've got Gowron, mainstay of Klingon fleets, Admiral Gowron, getting you the battle stations along with an action off the action bar. So presumably we'll be looking at a lot of battle station sensor echoes here, but could also be battle station and and evade in a pinch. I'd say battle station target lock, but with you know Wharf in play, case a battle station alone is going to be giving you perfect quality, though depending on the situation, you may want to look to saving your battle stations for defense. That's very vital with cloaked ships. But you do also have some extra defense from the Klingon cloaking device, which virtually guarantees you an evade result when you're defending. Uh, and then finally, we've got the Takog, or as I sometimes call it, the Taco G. Uh, very slippery ship. It can sensor echo even if it's not cloaked, and it can and if it is cloaked, it can use a 3 straight. So and that's in fact a free action and to do that. So uh, this is it's going to be very hard for like 90-degree for ships without out of arc coverage or possibly 180 arcs to get a beat on this thing. It can use its it can use its advanced weapons system to uh, keep itself cloaked. Cloaked. Um, Cloaked. Klingon helmsman is giving it a free scan every other her turn. Kalana keeps its photon torpedo hose enabled, and core can you know uh, core can add an attack die and a hit result when when attacking. So this is a, you know, basically this is a fleet where, you it's only got modestly high captain skill for, for once we've got a core here who's not using Dahar Master, but they're pretty, it's going to be pretty slippery to pin them down an arc, and uh, they can they can fire a high to respectable amount of damage from each of them and hand out auxiliary tokens like candy.
Yeah. Hard to imagine there won't be one ship receiving at least two oxes each combat round from them.
And that is never a good position to be in.
One thing I wanted to point out there, it's funny because this fleet is getting basically double or getting Ferengi torpedoes every round, but he's done it in three different ways. The bottom ship via Kolana, the second ship via having two of those weapons because they only place two time tokens. And the
And
first one, I bet he was annoyed because the old scimitar, you could just put two torpedoes on there and get the discount from Lurin. But here he's having to spend 3 points to do that because the new replacement scimitar only has the one weapon slot. So
mm,
probably disappointed. Okay, should I go?
Yes,
I didn't
sir.
mean to
let's
cut you off there, Kristen. Sorry.
yeah, no, let's take a look at what Nick's got.
Okay, so Nick has actually brought four ships, and they're four ships with a lot of captain skill on them. So a very much Gorn flavor to Nick's fleet. Um, it's not like the whole package of disruptor bombardment with all the great stuff, but it's a lot of the great stuff. So his first ship is Gen Con on a Gorn ship with disruptor bombardment and Life of Piracy. So he is if he can set up in a corner to start and just bombard you, you may not last the first round. Um, the sort of traditional tech to bring on a Gorn disruptor bombardment ship is because the bombardment, which attacks everyone that's within range of the token you place, um, Gorn sensors will apply to each of those individual attacks. So you're basically getting +1 attack dice on every single attack. So it's really like a 5 dice attack that you're rolling. Um, Tasha Yar to give some extra quality because he doesn't have Drex or something on this ship. Only, even if he gets a battle station token, only one of the attacks will have any quality to it. And so Tasha there helps with a second attack. This ship will be attacking pretty much first with Khan out there.
Yeah, she
Um,
can, she can theoretically activate on each individual attack that disruptor bombardment makes if you're willing to basically never fire that weapon again.
oh, right. No, she places time tokens on herself. She's not like
Oh,
Goldemar.
you're right. Well,
That's right.
but if you're
I think,
willing to not use her again, and
yeah, yeah. So hold that thought for a couple ships because we will come back to that. Um, the second ship here is Jean-Luc Picard on a science vessel with lure and cloaked mines to really be annoying to the opponent, especially when you set up a trap um, with Life of Piracy and every Dax to let Picard basically happen every round. So this is a support ship. Obviously, it's not going to be doing a lot of attacking, but if they stay together, then Picard can be giving everyone, including himself, battle stations every single round because Esri will drop that to just place one time token to use Picard. Um, I guess he'll probably hang back with this at first because you want lure to be out of range of the ship you're luring. But it's always the question when you have a ship like this, it's not going to hurt you at all directly, but it's a great support ship. So do you waste your attack on taking out the RSV, or do you just let it sit there and help its friendly ships? That's a tough call. The Grestrel is the third ship with Carr. You see Carr a lot on Gordon ships because he has these wind attacking abilities, and so they can help on every roll of disruptor bombardment. And here you can see what Tristan was just talking about. Um, oh, I see. Yeah. So Goldemar can help a friendly ship when it's attacking um, with a weapon upgrade. So Goldemar could help that first ship, for instance, and just um, put 2 time tokens and then 2 more tokens and then 2 more time tokens because it's a win attacking ability. So yeah, Goldemar can give you one absolutely fantastic attack, but then you'll never have that disruptor bombardment again, which is not that terrible because corn chips die pretty fast anyway. So yeah, this will be a little bit painful to face. Um, the grass grill sticks around more than your typical Gorn chip because it can cancel a hit every time it's being, I guess, what once per round that it's being attacked because it's not wind defending. And Balana Torres is another good card to have on a Gorn Disruptor Bombardment tip because she is when attacking, and so she gives you a free reroll on every one. So with that Gorn Sensors making it a 5 dice attack, this is this is going to do a lot of damage. And third, the third Gorn ship is Ricard, who I haven't seen this used before, but it's clever. Um, he can reroll up to 2 dice when attacking with a secondary weapon, but also if it's a non-Romulan one attack dice. So it will apply to every roll of that disruptor bombardment, which again is like a 5 dice attack on each
Six dice
target
with
ship.
6 dice from Ricard because he
Oh
gets
yeah, right. Every
in
single one.
addition
Yeah.
to Gorn sensors, he gives a +1 attack die to non-Romulan weapons.
Yeah. So wow, 6 dice, everyone, and with a double reroll, and I guess a battle station if you, because he hasn't even had to take an action to get all this. So I guess he'll be taking an evade and converting it to a battle station. Oh no, that's when defending. So he's going to be attacking before being attacked. So yeah, maybe I guess Navala is there more for captain skill than anything. Um,
Probably the plan is to spend his action on an evade, get a battle station from Picard for offense, and possibly
right.
a
Yeah, I see.
but probably mainly for captain and skill because only got Gorn ships only have uh, a single defense
Yeah,
die in most cases.
that's not going to help much. The battle station won't help much in defense.
This
Yeah,
is this is very definitely a fleet that's intending to you know intending to hit all of your all of your ships 3 times over with
yeah, yeah,
full alpha strike here.
yeah. I mean, one of the things about disruptor bombardment is that it can attack through obstacles or through, so you can actually hide behind the planet and just kind of lob that token over. I don't know how well that will work from trying to corner someone in a corner, but it does make it hard to find a place to hide from the Gorn ships. So yeah, this is going to be a tough one to face for sure. It's a nice
Yeah,
fleet.
I'm definitely going to be watching Nick's fleet. I'm very, very interested in that Ricard combo. That's something I had not thought of before, and I am
Yeah,
kind of glad to
me
see
neither.
it. And of course, Derek making his return with what he calls his money goblins, the
Yeah,
Lurin Scimitar.
right. That'll be a good matchup. I agree.
Yeah. All right, moving on to match number 3. We've got Chris, aka Crazy Vulcan, versus Mr. Dre. All right, take it away.
All right, let's see here. So in we've got we've got a mostly Federation and fleet here. Definitely playing around with some of the stuff from the new packs and from Alliance as well. Um, so at the start here, we've got the the Enterprise D Galaxy class. This is the version that uh, flat out subtracts an attack die from the opposing ship every time it's defending. Um, and then its shields are maxed out with the benefit of the new Dominion War retrofit construction upgrade, uh, which also increases its hull by one, as well as reinforced shielding for an additional two to its uh, shield value. Um, it's captained by Khan, but not the one that we most commonly see. This is the version of Khan who, um, makes three upgrades cost exactly exactly four and place them face down. So we've got some hidden stuff on this ship that we don't know exactly what what capabilities that he has. So he's got some uh, stuff that he'll be hiding until he's ready to use it. And then we've got um, probably then we've got the engineer who can disable in the end phase to repair a shield or remove a time token, and Julian Bashir can keep that Romulan engineer can enable that Romulan engineer in the activation phase every round. So if so, basically the D he is subtracting is subtracting an attack die when you hit it and repairing a shield every round. So you want to you know you want to hit this thing really hard because otherwise it can start coming back heck up to full surprisingly fast. Uh, then we've got the Tecumseh Nebula class, yes, uh, which is getting a discount on uh, any Vulcan captain admirals and crew, as well as getting an extra scan token whenever it performs the scan action. Um, we've got we've got uh, we've got Mirror Spock, uh, which can add a battle station result when attacking and uh, use a scan token and to add a hit instead. And then we've got regular crew Spock, the new uh, the new errated and replaced version, who can who can use a scan token to convert all battle stations to hits when attacking. Um, so probably, and then Breen Aid can use a scan token to convert a blank into a hit. So with the with the uh, one effect per token rule, probably you use Captain Spock just to add the battle station and spend your you because because Crew Spock will let you convert that, and then you've got the extra scan from your scan action to convert a blank as well. And it's got dorsal phaser array, so uh, unless you're at range 3, there's no arc dodging against this guy. And then we've got the new NX01 from the new packs, uh, which gets which is able to equip 2 construction upgrades: the enhanced hull plating, which makes it really annoying to kill, because if it's willing to take aux tokens, it can cancel 2 hits every single time, and it's a lot more willing to take that many aux tokens than most ships, because it can still perform the actions on its captain and and crew upgrades. Uh, and then the Federation prototype gives it an extra slot and lets it re-roll a blank or battle stations when it's defending. Um, we've got Mirror Sulu in command here, who can spend an action to perform a bank maneuver and get an evade token. And Sonia Gomez can get time tokens to repair a hull, and also grab a scan token in the process if you don't have initiative. Um, Sulu is going to Sulu is going to Crew Sulu uh, can make the NX01 even more defensive, plus bring it up to 5 defense dice and convert battle stations to evades when defending. We've got the version of Riker that is boosting uh, Sulu's captain skill to 8, and makes it immune to communications failure or injured captain cards. Uh, and then we've got Type 8 to bring it up to a reasonable 3 with its primary weapon, and it can attack twice with every shot with the phase cannons. So a lot of different options for crew actions. Doesn't have the stuff that's you know juggling multiple captain and crew actions. But there's a lot of stuff that it's got here that can keep the NX01 ticking depending on the situation.
Okay. Um, so that was Chris's fleet. Chris is going to be facing Dre. Um, Jerry, I got kicked out of Tabletop Simulator, but I'm back in. Is it still going okay?
Yep, everything's still going good on my end.
So he is using some of his favorite ships here. No, he really likes the assimilated Dederidex ship. Um, so it's a board ship, which opens up certain possibilities. He's got Dominion War retrofit on there, which is a very popular card for Fed and Klingon and Romulan ships. But in this case, he's only using it to add a slot because it has the special language that normally a D-Deridex would get increased to its primary weapon value, but it does not from retrofit because it says non-board ships. Now, of course, because it's a board ship, it's already up to 4 dice so it's not too bad. He's got Romulan cloaking device to make this Hederidex pop all over the place. And maybe most importantly is the next couple cards. Magnetometric guided charge would, well, let's say the next three cards, to be honest. Magnetometric guided charge, it's only a card you can use on a Borg ship, and so that's why he had to make this the Borg Hederidex. Um, it can automatically convert a battle stations to a crit. It attacks at range 1 to 3, and the target ship does not roll defense dice against it. So it's going to go right through. And normally it's a 3 dice ship, 3 dice attack. Ricard, again, because of attacking with a non Romulan weapon, will add 1. And also, be a weapons ray, which is a Derek cost that whenever you're attacking, you get to roll +1 die. So this is basically a 5 dice attack. Normally you would disable mag charges and it would take a while to bring back, but he's also bringing secondary relays, which means whenever you would normally disable a weapon upgrade, if you don't have an auxiliary power token, you can take one to disable. Be able to attack with magnetometric guided charges uh, at 5 dice every round. I'm just realizing it doesn't say anything about arc on here, so I bet that's only forward arc, huh? Usually
Which
that doesn't matter on a
Pairings
board ship.
has anyway.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Which is all the Dideridex has anyway. Hey, at least
Uh,
looking.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
You're breaking up a little there, Jeff.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty bad on my end.
um, how's it doing now? Is it still breaking up?
You are better now.
You, okay. Feel free to break in and just tell me someone else will have to take it because I can't tell if I'm breaking up. It's just my internet, I guess.
We gotcha.
Um, great. Dre's second ship is a Romulan science vessel with Daemon Solok and Life of Piracy. So again, the special language on Life of Piracy, because it's got a Ferengi captain, he can trade a battle at with
I think it's happening again.
a
Okay, so I think we've lost Jeff for now. I'll go ahead and jump in and take this. So we've got his second ship here is a Romulan science vessel running Daemon Solok and Life of Piracy. What Jeff was trying to say is, with Life of Piracy, the Ferengi faction has a special ability on top of the setup ability from Life of Piracy. So he gets to trade a battle station token and grab a gold press platinum token to kind of add to his pile. On top of that, the Romulan science vessels got captured to make it also a Romulan independent ship to kind of avoid some faction penalties going on there, and to make the Romulan science vessel independent so that Life of Piracy could be placed on it. And then coming in with the cloaked mines, I got 2 copies of them here, and then he's also rolling in with some Romulan ale. His third ship on in his fleet is the Enterprise A from the. These are the Voyages pack. This would be the errata version, so the replacement of the Grand Prize Enterprise A. So definitely wants a scan token here to activate the Enterprise A's ability to roll +1 attack die, +2 if the defending ship is cloaked. And then it's got the added bonus here of if the captain equipped to the ship has a unique Federation talent upgrade equipped, you may discard that and then equip another one. Um, we've got James T. Kirk, who gives you the scan or battle station action, and then you get to do an action from your crew upgrade on your ship as a free action. So that's probably where he's going to get his scan token from. And then, of course, he's got Dominion War retrofit here, not gaining any benefits from the uh, lower ability of this card, but does gain the slot and the shield value part. Um, he's running Caliphie as the elite talent. 1 point elite talent. I'm sure that's probably going to get burned. We've got Genesis effect, so we've got some crew that's going to be hidden under here. So he's definitely going to want a planet token out on the board, whether he places it or the opponent places it. And then you've got multiphasic shielding, which we covered in another fleet. Well, no, this is a different one. This one, so increasing the shield value by 1 again. So we're up +2 on this. As long as the ship has active shields and the crew and the captain cannot be affected by opposing effects. So people can't reach beyond it and try and gank things, using second of 5 or Deanna Troy or anything crazy like that. You've got experimental torpedo bay, so we've probably got a version or some sort of torpedo underneath this card, depending on what that is. And then we've got Beverly Crusher here, who's going to save a crew from being discarded or disabled. And of course, we got Goval here, who does exactly the same thing. My understanding is it's going to be saving Kern a lot, or whoever's under Genesis effect that's going to be discarding itself. So we got T Earl Grey Hot. This upgrade may be equipped to a ship without requiring a slot. So whenever a battle station token is placed beside the ship, you get to place a time token on this card, and you may place a scan or an evade token beside the ship instead, and then remove one time token
And an
from another.
evade token, in fact.
Yeah, yeah. So there we
Cool.
go. So he's going to use James T. Kirk to place that battle stations token, and then he's going to be activating T Earl Grey Hot to get that scan and an evade, and probably activating Kern to recur whatever torpedo is hiding under experimental torpedo bay. That would be my guess. All in all, a fairly interesting fleet. I'm very interested to see how this Enterprise A with all these hidden cards will fare.
We've got both fleets in this matchup that are playing some games with hidden cards.
Yes, most definitely. Mr. Sonus, are you still with us?
De- Definitely not on tabletop simulator at the moment.
Nope, he is still breaking up.
Let's get that.
But that's all right. We'll go ahead and move forward while he gets that figured out. So let's go ahead and reveal what matchup number 4 is going to be. And we've got a newcomer, Digits, versus David W. So take it away, Tristan.
All right, let me get him. So I believe I actually played a casual game against a version of this fleet, and it's pretty nasty. Um, we've got we've got up top the scimitar, uh, and always a classic when you're running Romulan fleets with Shinzon in command. So it can it can cloak and then take a battle station, or if it's maintaining or if it's maintained its cloak, it can take a battle station and another, and another action. We've got, of course, the interface generator, uh, which makes it extra sturdy while it's cloaked. Can cancel an attack down to just one regular hit. Uh, Romulan cloaking device, so it can sensor echo as a free action. So that's three actions that it can that this ship can take in a round. Plus being able to sensor echo on those banks. So it's gonna be you know, which is real good for positioning yourself where you can take a shot and they can't. Uh, we've got the science officer can spend an action to get two scan tokens and therefore take two evade dice away from the target, which is not a position you want to uh, be in when you're taking six attack dice with quality. And Patak can one time give him an extra attack die. Uh, then we've got uh, the Belloc, which is uh, very tanky while it's cloaked. Can re-roll any number of defense dice every time that it defends. It's got Dominion War retrofit and additional weapons array, boosting its attacks up to 5 dice. Uh, and Tomalak is uh, giving him a couple of re-rolls with on the attacks. We've got another interface generator, another science officer, another Romulan cloaking device, and something hidden under Quark. And then we've just got the RIS Talvath hauling uh, three cloaked mines. So those, you know, uh, that creates area denial. Uh, all that's going to be, you know, real, real aggravating for any opponent he runs into who's uh, running, especially other cloaked ships, but also anything that's, also just anything that doesn't have scan, and even then, you do, you know, not great to be stuck in the middle of a minefield, especially you know, especially a couple clusters of minefields, so you might be activating multiple at once.
Oof, yeah. That Shinzon on the scimitar is something we haven't seen very often here in Fremont. So it's nice to see him on his home ship, if you will. Mr. Sonus, are you good to go? Nope, you are still breaking up.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
oh,
I
there
wish
we
I could
go.
talk, but I won't.
No, we
Okay,
can
I'll try.
we can hear you now.
Okay, I will make it fast then.
Oh,
So, did W, who is the biggest fan of the Dominion in our entire Discord server, probably. He loves to run Dominion. He loves to run Dominion Pure. And even in a game space where we haven't really had Dominion releases in a while, he's still going strong with Dominion Pure. So that's good to see. Uh, his first ship is the Prelock with Wei Yun. So Wei Yun, who adds 2 crew slots. And so he's got a bunch of crew
Oh, you,
No, we lost you.
Okay. Okay. I'll stop trying.
Well, now we can hear you. All right. So as Jeff was saying, we got the pre-lock here with Wayun. Wayun giving him 2 additional crew slots with some discounts on those crew slots as well for being Dominion. We've got Victory is Life. So he gets to discard this card, target all friendly Dominion ships, and place a battle station token besides all target ships. And then they also get +1 attack dice. You pair that with Gold Broca in the combat phase, where again you're going to be targeting all friendly Dominion ships, and you get to roll a +1 attack die that round. So you can effectively give all Dominion ships, if they're in a good position, +2 attack dice that game round. You've got Goldemar, who is boosting, uh, definitely boosting Wayun from a 7 up to a 9 with that +2 captain skill ability. On top of that, Goldemar is here to help out another friendly Dominion ship by being able to use his ability to have some rerolls. On top of that, we've got 2 copies of Shroud to probably protect Talak Talan here. So you get to discard this ship. Again, place a battle station token besides this ship and all the target ships. So I would expect him to use Talak Talan. If this ship has got a pretty good shot, if they all have a pretty good shot, I would expect to see that Victory is Life and Gold Broco combo kind of fire off. His second ship here is the Jem'Hadar Battle Cruiser. Just a generic, coming in at 27 points. We've got Gul Dukat, one of the original Gul versions of Gul Dukat here, that allows you to perform an evade or a battle station as a free action each round. We've got Gul Medred here as the Admiral, boosting Dukat from a skill 7 up to a skill 9. Medred can also target captains and kind of take them out as well. Then you got Supreme Tribunal. 4 time tokens on this card, and you get to place an Ox power token besides the target ship within range 1 to 2. We got Duranadar. You can activate this. Gives him a tech slot. You can activate this to replace 3 time tokens on this card to activate the ability to not get Ox power tokens this game round. Then he uses the tech slot here to give himself a couple more crew slots with Legion Crew Module, bringing in Bohica, which is something that he wants with all those battle stations his other ship's going to be handing out. So Bohica allows him to convert a blank into a hit result.
yeah, classic combo with Ducat.
Yeah. And then you got a Metaclon here. Whenever you attack with your primary weapon, you may convert 1 result into a hit result. I believe that's 1 blank result, or I don't know. That seems like a typo in Utopia, and I will make a note of it to go back and review that. Of course, this upgrade may only be purchased for a Jem'Hadar ship, which he's got it on. And then his final ship in his fleet is just the Dreadnought. No upgrades, no captain. So it's going to get treated as a captain skill of 10 or 12. Of course, you can't equip a captain or admiral here, but just straight up Dreadnought. Pretty solid Dominion fleet all around.
And high captain skill. Oh, lots of attack dice and quality in the first round or two. Oh, plus the plus you've got a couple 180 arcs there, uh, which are can spell a lot of trouble for cloaked fleets.
Yes, yep. There's not a lot of places to hide. All right, matchup number 5. We've got TJ going against Jacob, another newcomer to the Fremont Reformation in these tournaments. So it's nice to see Digits and Jacob joining us for this round, and I hope you guys stick around for some more games with us in the future. So I will let you take it away with what appears to be TJ's Dahar Master build.
Yeah, one he in one he uh, has in fact posted the build publicly on his blog. Uh, today is a good day to roll die, I believe. Uh, so, you know, uh, Dahar Masters are, of course, a classic way uh, to build Klingon fleets at this point. You've got Koloth, Kor, and Kang, who all have decent to excellent ability, and Dahar Master is boosting them to skill 10 or 11 and in combination, and plus giving them free cloak or target locks in the activation phase. Um, all of these have been uh, all of these have been equipped with reinforced hull on these Cavort classes to bring them up to 7 hull, which is a nice thing on a fleet that's aiming to be cloaked all the time. Um, up top, we've got the Vorn, one of the top tier meta ships for Klingon fleets. Uh, it's because the one of the most Klingon abilities is of all time. Just easy access to attack dice boosts while cloaked. Uh, Koloth can Koloth can disable key captain or crew upgrades on defending ships when attacking. And if they don't have anything to target, he can place an aux token beside the ship instead. And takes time tokens on his card, so he can't do that with every single attack, but still makes taking an attack from him extra painful. Uh, Passive sensors have been equipped on both uh, this and Core's ship for scan tokens as as a planned counter to refractive shields. And the operations officer is giving the ship uh, an extra defense die, as well as converting a battle station defend result to an evade. So it's this is going to be getting as many defense dice as a cloaked Romulan ship, uh, and a key defensive conversion. Then we've got animated series core on this next Cavort. Hurt her extra, you know, uh, extra attack and damage and maintaining the cloak when attacking. And Worf is converting your blanks to evade results. Esri lets you use core on every attack. Heck, um, and all of these have Dominion War retrofit, which on a cavort gives it battle stations on the action bar. Uh, and then we've got Kang, who you know who can choose a nemesis, and when he attacks the ship with that captain aboard, can discard himself uh, to get to add 2 crit results on top of what's actually rolled on the dice. Mara can allow Kang to do that, and without discarding. or if needed, could therefore end up doing it twice. She also provides the scan action on the action bar uh, as an so this one also has an option for dealing with refractive shields, and then again seeing operations officer, Dominion War retrofit, reinforced hull, and Dahar master. So definitely making some making some plans here to counter the refractive shields, well, since those are kind of a Klingon and fleet's worst nightmare right now.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Okay, so moving on to Jacob's fleet, we've got a surprise all Kazon fleet coming in. Very, very surprised to see that. Does make this old player happy to see them back on the board. So we've got a Predator class here, which has been helped out by Spud's recostings. You've got Jabin, who is going to give him some extra defense dice on his rolls. And really, that's all he's got on these is just the Predator and the Captain, which is not a terrible idea. Again, Predator class getting help from Spuds. You've got Kulla here, so after you move, you may discard one of your crew upgrades, perform an action. Um, doesn't have any
Doesn't
crew.
actually have any crew upgrades, so
Yep,
just there for a modicum of captain skill, I have to
yeah,
imagine.
modicum captain skill, probably thematic build. Just got a Kazon fleet, just rolling up to the table. And then again, another Predator class. This time we got Reddick. Each time you defend, you may reroll one of your blank results one time. So again, helping out with the defense dice there that the Predator class gets. And then the final two ships, three ships.
Yes,
The final
six.
final three ships in this in this fleet are just all skill one Kazon generic captains. So I believe that's six Predator classes out on the
Yeah.
board.
So
So
if they all get the chance to fire, that's a total of 24
yep,
attack dice that are getting rolled there. And if you don't have and they're sturdy enough to take a to take it to take a hit in a lot of cases, and hard the swarm tactic of
yep.
you know can you kill enough of my ships to stop me from firing?
Right, right. And we're talking 24 dice with a 180-degree forward firing arc. So not getting away from that arc, not very often anyway. All right, let's pull the table back up, and we will pull our last match of the night. So our last pairing is going to be Tristan versus Jed. Uh, Jeff, are you still with
I'm back,
us?
Terry. So yeah, I can talk about Tristan's fleet.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Tristan has been sort of playing around with this new idea, using the NX-01 as she said earlier, the combo of Enterprise NX-01 and enhanced hull plating is pretty devastating um, if you're willing to accept all those oxes. And despite this gigantic ship you have here, Tristan, with all these cards, you almost don't need actions at all. What's your name for this? You have a cutesy name for your fleet, right?
Activation phase massacre.
Okay, right. I came up with a cutesy name for mine too, which was Double Explosion. But yours is pretty good too. So um, certainly the key idea here is attack, attack, attack. As we've seen um, with, I think another ship there had, I think maybe Chris's ship had phase cannons. So after you attack once with your primary weapon, you can attack again with it as your second attack. Enhanced phasers is the same sort of thing. After you attack with your primary weapon, once per round, you can turn around and make another attack, although it has to be a different target ship. And also additional phaser arrays. After you make an attack with your primary weapon, you may disable this card to make another attack. So this is something that is going to be quite with the enhanced hull plating, it's hard to kill. It's only a 2 red dice ship, but we've got Type 10 phasers to give you an extra attack die. We've got upgraded phasers to give you an extra attack die. We also have Meridor Gornale as an option that can give you 1 or 2 extra attack dice if you're willing to lower your captain skill. William T. Riker is on the ship in order to provide excellent defense. As if you didn't already have it with enhanced hull plating, Riker will let you roll an extra defense die and convert a battle station to an evade, which is great. So this ship is going to stick around a long time. I think about the only reason you might regret having Oxes is that you won't be able to re-enable additional phaser arrays. I don't know if there's some trick here to do that, but basically it's a ship that is quite happy to have Oxes, and it's going to be racing around during the combat phase, making I don't even know how many attacks. And if that wasn't bad enough, we'll move to the next ship, the Prakesh, which it's a mirror ship. It has Captain Soval on it, Mirror Soval, and it has Admiral Worf, who can, in the activation phase, as a fleet action, you can pick another ship and let it take a free attack with its primary weapon. So that NX thing we just saw can be handing out, I don't even know how many attacks, four attacks maybe in the activation phase. So Worf is kind of funny. He's an admiral, so some ship will take the fleet action, which then picks another ship and gives back. So we've seen Enob Brentane a lot, who himself can take a free attack in the activation phase, but Worf is more limited because it can only be a ship with a hull value of 3 or less. So you can't take one of these monster ships and give it an attack with Worf, but you can certainly take the NX-01. So it's going to be quite a sight. A massacre is probably a good word for it. The Prakesh has a bunch of new cards on there. Phase Disruptor Array will be nice to give some serious extra quality to this ship. Targeted Phaser Strike is a weapon we had to make a ruling on. It can give you a 4 dice attack, and then once you get to the deal damage step, it can start discarding cards from the opposing ship based on which of your arcs you're in. And we decided that will happen even if you don't do any damage. So it's a combination attacking card and ganking card. A couple, I guess Section 31, that's not a new card, is it? But Evasive is, which lets you turn your 1 banks into a 1 turn. So that's really handy, especially on the Galler class, which has so much trouble turning. It can do a 2 or a 3, but those are both red. Whereas now you can do a 1 hard turn, which is treated as white if it's just listed on the card with a black arrow like that. So that's a nice ship. And Worf, again, it's a perfect ship for Worf. The main real cost to the attacking ship is that Worf gives them an Ox, but they don't really care about the Ox because they don't really have any actions to be taking on the NX. So that's quite a treat. And the third and final ship is Ducat's Bird of Prey. This has the old TOS core on it, who gets rerolls according to how many crew he has on his ship, and he has 5. So it's the rare case of a single Klingon captain with a Dahar Master, so it's not getting this compound effect, but he's still boosted up to a 9 thanks to Dahar Master, and it also gets a free cloak or a free target lock at the start of the activation phase. This ship is the multi-attacker. It has torpedo fuselage. I think that's the only torpedo fuselage we've seen today, which is interesting. Um, it's going to be hitting a lot of ships, and torpedo fuselage and Ramadaclon is a great combo. Um, if your ship is in the forward firing arcs of at least 2 enemy ships at the end of the activation phase, Ramadaclon will add 2 to your captain skill, and more importantly, will add 2 dice to every one of your attacks. So what was normally a 4 dice torpedo fusillade turns into a 6 dice torpedo fusillade. And if you're cloaked, which I assume he will be, Core's ship will convert all the blanks to hits. And with the free battle station token, you can place with Ducat's Bird of Prey and also just the rerolls that Core is getting. This thing is near perfect quality, I'd say. It would be impressive if it missed more than one of those dice. So it's also worth pointing out that Ramadaclon is not helpful for those activation attacks because he triggers at the end of the activation phase. So even though he gives you +2 for every one of your attacks that you roll, that can only happen during the combat phase. So the Ducat's Bird of Prey is not going to be as handy for Worf to hand out activation phase attack to, but I expect it could still happen. So this is quite a fleet. Tristan, I know you've been trying it a bunch in casual games and things like that. I think this is your first try really with this super attacking NX, right? There was
Yeah,
other NXs with lots of actions.
I was kind of specifically, I kind of specifically haven't tried this in any casual games. I was saving it for an event uh, like this because you know that many attacks in the activation phase could be a could come across as you know
Feel bad?
really being a try hard in a casual game.
Well, I'm sure Jed, your opponent, will appreciate the having this sprung on him. Why don't you tell us about Jed? It's Jed, right? That's the opponent.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
Take it away.
Well, we've got the so we've got a uh, Federation Saber class generic. So that is 12, 12 points. So very, you know, uh, very cheap but functional ship. Um, and it's got captured on there so that it can equip albino with life of piracy. Okay, so that's a combo that we've talked about in some previous builds here. Uh, it's got Riker boosting the albino's skill up to 10. And then it's got transphasic torpedoes, another one of the new cards that we've been out on the lookout for. So you know, when you attack with these, you roll dice equal to one more than the printed hull value of the target ship. So they don't have, um, if they don't have uh, if they don't have any cards that are boosting their hull, which is mostly just reinforced hull, uh, the you roll uh, one more dice than you would theoretically need to destroy them if they don't, if they don't dodge anything and don't have any shields up. Uh, and then two, you get a number of rerolls equal to your ship's primary weapon value. So you can so the saber class uh, can reroll 3 blank dice based on the attack, and any crits that don't get canceled go directly to the enemy hull. Oh, um, so, oh, very, very devastating, especially against, especially the larger the enemy ship is. We've got, we've got another Saber class us with Life of Piracy and Transphasics. This one has Khan in command, uh, so matches the highest captain skill on the board. Uh, another one, uh, uh, another one, same setup. Also has this one has Car in command, boosted to 10, 10 skill by Gul Damar. Uh, worth keeping in mind, Gul Damar will not be able to hand rerolls to uh, transphasic torpedo attacks because uh, those attacks, um, those the transphasics discard to attack, so they're no longer present on the ship for Damar to put time tokens on them. And then we've got Ducat's Bird of Prey, um, a Dahar Master Core, animated core who we've seen a good couple of times here. Uh, Admiral Gowron for action efficiency. A, uh, Grilka as a counterweight to anybody who's running Ferengi by making their gold pressed latinum effects more expensive. And then today is a good day to die, uh, causing all ships in both fleets to roll only crits, uh, which is going to make those transphasics utterly devastating.
Sneaky, sneaky Jed.
So, you know, this is, you know, this is definitely for me going to be a test of how, you know, uh, how effective am I going to be at knocking, you know, knocking these ships out with my activation phase attacks.
Yeah, you might want to try and do it before you get to the combat phase. That's a good point.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
So lots of interesting fleets and lots of interesting concepts and things being run here. It seems like every fleet is doing something a little different, and kind of just playing with some of the new cards, and I'm enjoying seeing what people have come up with. Uh, Tristan, your fleet looks terrifying. And
Yeah, there are a lot of these though that I do expect to uh, give me a run for my money because some of these even with those activation phase attacks are going to be a little hard to you know a little hard to take down and might be able to then outskill me during the combat phase.
yes, absolutely. So thank you guys for joining us for drawing the matchups here. Tristan, I know you need to drop off, so feel free. Again, thank you for joining us. And then just to wrap up, I'll put each link to each build in the description of the video here. But you guys are free to go ahead and reach out to your opponent and schedule. If you need help scheduling, please feel free to reach out to any of the tournament organizers, any of the mods, or the judges, and we will definitely step in and help. Uh, Jeff, do you have any closing remarks?
Yeah, just then I'm sorry about my audio issues. I appreciate you guys stepping in for me. I'm really looking forward to the tournament. I think that we really are interested to see what people think of all these strong cards. Does it make it not fun? Does it make it more fun? Um, so we will be contacting people after the tournament and just kind of getting their sense on how they feel about all this. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the event. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
All right, so thank you everyone, and enjoy, and until next time.